26 Hindu corpses strewn across Kashmir. Terrorists deliberately left a message alive. This is a slap in the face for Modi. Modi suddenly grants army freedom of movement. Pakistan sounds the alarm of war. The India-Pakistan border is on fire tonight. China suddenly backs Pakistan. The attitude of the United States and Russia is India-Pakistan conflict. Hidden a shocking conspiracy of $1.8 trillion. Black Kashmir. 26 lives lit in a pot of keg. April 22nd. Kashmir tourist resort Pahalgam town. Shrouded in blood mist. 3 militants were driving motorcycle, shooting at a bus carrying Indian tourists. 26 Hindus lay in a pool of blood. The attack was full of provocation. Terrorist resistance front, deliberately leaving a survivor. The talk is to make the Modi government remember. Kashmir, no room for outsiders. Why Hindus? This is the core governing logic of the Modi government. 80% of the Indian population practices Hinduism. He uses Hindu nationalism to rally the hearts and minds of the people. Even Kashmir, packaged as a safe shrine for Hindus, declares that there is no risk in making a pilgrimage here in June. But the attacker told a lie in the most brutal way. When the blood of Hindus stains the land of Kashmir, Modi's religious card crumbles. Modi's double gallows. Religious backlash and economic collapse. The trigger for this conflict. It was buried 4 years ago. In 2019, Modi repealed Article 370 of the Constitution, deprived Kashmir of its autonomy. Allow Hindus to move freely. This Muslim majority land. But when Hindus pouring in, squeeze the living space of locals, force the extremist resistance front. They swore, let there be no Hindus in Kashmir, and took open responsibility for the attack. The deadlier news comes from India's foreign debt. Has soared to $1.8 trillion, over 90% of GDP. The Trump administration's global tax increase is a fatal blow. Modi knows that if the economy explodes, he will surely become the second president of Sri Lanka. And historical experience tells him, when domestic conflicts are unresolved, foreign wars are the usual playbook for diverting anger. 3. India, Pakistan gap. From water wars to wild probes of the riverbank. After the conflict broke out, India strikes a combination punch. Military pressure. More troops 50,000 Kashmir. Authorized troops to fight back without asking for permission. More than 30 border firefights in a single day. Water blockade. Suspension of the Indus Water Treaty. Threats to cut off 30% of Pakistan's agricultural water use. Then he converted to open the gate to discharge the flood, resulting in sudden floods in many places in all directions. Suspected of intentionally creating a humanitarian diplomatic crisis. Isolation expels Pakistani diplomats. Appeal. International sanctions against countries that support terrorism. Pakistan responded with a strong nuclear deterrent. Martial law throughout the territory. Nuclear weapons command central on high alert. The Prime Minister warns of any violation of Pakistani territory will provoke a comprehensive and counterattack. Throw out the evidence. Submit the resistance front to the United Nations. Financial transactions with India and right-wing organizations. The direct attack is India's self-directed and self-staged inner plan. The dangerous game of the United States and Russia in the wrestling of the four great powers. The South Asian crisis is evolving into a wrestling field for global powers. China shoulders morality. On April 27th, Foreign Minister Wang Yi made an urgent call to Pakistan. Make it clear that it supports Pakistan in safeguarding its sovereignty. China-Pakistan all-weather strategic partnership is unbreakable. And consider the local currency swap line. Increase billionaire RMB. This is both a support for the boss. It is also a silent warning to India. A stubble and abetting. Trump administration. First, it declared its support for India's fight against terrorism. Then a special envoy was sent. Go to Islamabad to persuade peace. Exploits its manufacturing to regional unrest. The true intention of containing China. Russia's ambiguous balance. An additional $2 billion arms order to India. While calling for restraint. Playing the tightrope between China, Russia, Pakistan, and India-Russia relations on the brink of war. The current situation is on the brink of a cliff. 3 major risks could detonate a full-scale conflict at any time. Religious gunpowder in Kashmir. Hatred between Islam and Hinduism continues to intensify. Local militant groups have vowed to launch weekly attacks. If Modi cannot suppress, we'll be forced to expand military operations. India's economic gamble, 1.8 trillion foreign debt countdown. Modi can only stabilize power through short-term victories, and Pakistan knows this. Is dragging India down? The last line of defense for the nuclear button. The two countries together possess more than 150 nuclear warheads. Once the conflict escalated to airstrikes in the capital, humanity will face the aftermath of the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, the most dangerous brink of nuclear war. Conclusion: when South Asia's powder keg meets the game of great powers, the India-Pakistan conflict has never been a simple territorial dispute. It's about religion, the concentrated outbreak of the economic crisis, and the reconstruction of the global wants to save the regime with a war script. Pakistan sticks to the bottom line with nuclear deterrence. China, the United States and Russia are competing on different interests. It will determine the shape of South Asia over the next decade. Maybe even it became the Asian trigger for World War III. Follow us. Track the real-time progress of the India-Pakistan conflict. When will the next attack in Kashmir take place? Will China directly intervene in the mediation? India 1.8 trillion foreign debt. Will it be the last straw that breaks Modi's back? Long press late to get follow-up in-depth analysis. We will accompany you to understand the true logic behind the conflict.